I'm a freelance content writer. I've been a freelance content writer for the past 4 years, except for the 1 year in between where I went in-house at an agency. And I can tell you, this is absolutely the best job to have in the world right now. When I first started out, I was I had my first child. Let me give you a very short story. I had my first child in 2015, and I figured you could go back to work, put him in daycare, let him contact some flus when he was so young, don't bond with your child, make money and take part of it and like maybe half of it and still pay for childcare services. Or you could just stay home and find something that you can do from the house. And that was what I did. And so I decided to stay home, and I started looking for things that I could do online to make money from home, where I was not away from my child, and where I didn't have to give an excuse to my employer anytime I had to go to vaccinate my child, or anytime my child fell sick. And that was how I started freelance writing. And let me tell you, it has been the best decision I have made. Maybe the second or third best decision I have made in my life. And why is that? The first thing is that it lets you stay home with the people that you love. Whether it's your kids, your spouse, your pets, you can be there for them when they need you to be there for them. How cool is that? It's a location dependent job. Like, you can just wake up this morning, pack up your laptop and fly to Maui, an island in Maui, and just work from there. Or you could work from the Starbucks next to you. Like, you do not have to be in a particular place at a particular time to be a freelance writer, and that is so cool. You could be anywhere in the world, traveling the world, living your life in fantastic places, and not have to worry about pulling in an income or how it will affect your career. Another thing that I really love about being a freelance writer, and I think this is something that is very important, especially if you're someone who is curious. Now, I'm a very curious person. I'm always learning. I'm always eager to learn new things, and there's never been a better way to learn than being paid to write about something you don't know anything about. So when you're a freelance writer, you assign a topic or a keyword, and you take that keyword or you take that topic and you go out there and you search, you learn about it, and then you write about it. Recently I was given a piece with a keyword about the topic groupthink. Before the time when I was given this topic, I did not know what groupthink was. I didn't know what confirmation bias was. Like, I had heard of them, but I didn't really know about them to the extent where I could come out and confidently teach someone or tell someone something about these topics. But I was paid to learn about them. And it's so cool because I have so much knowledge right now. I could easily chat with a lawyer, a doctor, or any profession at all, because somehow I've been able to go into their space and learn little bits of things about that space. And I've been paid to do it too. Reason number 5 why freelance writing is the coolest job ever right now is that you get to write for some of the most amazing companies, like some of your dreamy companies. I have written in if you're in the space of business, then you've heard of companies like Zapier and companies like Hotjar and HubSpot. Girl, I've written for all those companies, and this gives me bragging rights wherever I go. And I wouldn't be able to do all of that if I had like a regular job, or if I went in-house as a content writer in one company. And this gives me bragging rights wherever I go. By the way, if you want to learn how I'm able to write for companies that big, just remember to like this video, to subscribe to the channel, and to hit the notification bell, because I will be doing a lot of videos about becoming a successful freelance writer. And some of those videos, one of the videos at least, will be about how to land high paying clients, clients that are like dream clients. So subscribe to the channel. So many goodness coming. And another reason why I really like freelance writing is because sometimes you get to work one-on-one with founders, and you get to look into the head of the founder, and you get to understand how people create awesome products out there in the world. And it sort of changes the way you look at things. You become more mindful of the value exchange, because founders know that their products have to bring value to the people that they're selling to, the people that they're making it for. And somehow, being a part of that, you begin to tune into that exchange. In everything you do, you begin to tune into the exchange of value. That means that it's more likely for you to get something you want, because you know what to offer in exchange. You realize that you have to offer something in exchange, and you know exactly what it is that that person wants. And you have, I know this is probably part of the reason that so many people love, and it's probably the reason you've been waiting to hear, is that you have control over your schedule and your income. You could wake up in the morning and decide, hey, I'm not gonna work today, and there's no one who's gonna fault you for it, because you, girl, are your own boss. And that is just one of the cool things about freelance writing. You also have control over your income. So you might decide that this month you want to make a set amount of money writing, and you do not want to take on more clients because you don't want to make past that level. Do you take on as much work as you can, earn that amount that you want, and close your calendar. Whereas if you're in-house, you have a set amount of work that you can do. The other thing about controlling your income is that we're in a period now where tech companies as big as Facebook, tech companies as big as Stripe are laying people off. As a freelancer, you don't wake up in the morning and find that all your income streams, your single income stream, because if you work in a job, you know that you have a single income stream. Your single income stream has been cut from you, and you're back to the streets. Whereas as a freelance writer, you would probably have 2 to 3 clients or more at a time. So even if one client stops working with you, you still have 2, 3 other clients, and so you have complete control over your income. You have complete control over how much you decide to price your services at, how much you decide to charge when you decide to work. How cool is that? Anyway, another favorite thing. If you've worked a job where you need to go into the office every day at 9 a.m., maybe drive through crazy traffic, spend a lot of time in the commute, and come back late in the evening through that same process, you love this one. Because freelance writing, there is no commute. The commute you have is from your bedroom to your desk. You could be wearing your PJs, you could be wearing messy hair, whatever you want, and you still get to do your job and earn money. So no crazy commutes, no rushing out in the morning. If you do not like to wake up early, you can sleep in and do whatever you want to do. I love that. And this is an underrated benefit that comes from freelance writing. I love that freelance writing helps you learn how to manage your money. And this is true of every freelance business, whether it's freelance graphic designing, freelance photography, whatever it is. It teaches you to manage your money, because there's no set paycheck coming in every month. And so you know that you need to save up at least 3 months worth of income. It teaches you to understand the value of spending when you have it rather than spending in advance, and so many wonderful things. I feel like this might be the best benefit that comes from freelance writing. It's just so many people don't really acknowledge it. And if you are someone who values friendships and networking, and this is something that you should be doing, because it's one of the ways to get high-paying clients, is networking with other people, right? If you're someone who loves to network with other people, you're gonna make the coolest friends ever. You're gonna make friends with people who love doing business, and friends with people who are really smart, people who are on their own, people who just, love to break the status quo, and it will begin to challenge your mindset, the way you think, the things that you place value on. This year, for example, I started to cut back on work, even if it affected my income, because I wanted to be able to do better for my mental health and for family time. And all this would not have happened if I didn't have a community of freelance friends who constantly remind me of what is important. Another reason why I love freelance writing instead of being in one company is because I get to see the strategies that different companies are using to grow their business rather than being focused on one company alone. For example, if I have 4 clients or 5 or 6 clients, that means that I get to work with a marketing manager, 5, 6 different marketing managers, and I get to learn what each one of them knows. And this is very important because nobody is a hub of knowledge. No one knows everything. And then there's you, the freelance writer, who is not just learning from one person as you would be if you are in-house, but learning from 6 different people. And by the time you know it, you are, I wouldn't say smarter, but like you have the knowledge of 6 different people instead of one. Freelance writing improves your communication and speaking skills. This is probably one of the biggest takeaway I've gotten from this, is that before now, I used to be someone who, if I opened my mouth to speak, I couldn't really express my thoughts. When you start writing as a freelancer, you work with editors who teach you structure, who teach you logical thinking and being able to clearly articulate your thoughts. And so, with time, you begin to develop communication skills, understanding the what, the why, the how, the who, the when of every conversation, and understanding when you need to bring them in order to maintain structure, in order for the other person that you're communicating with to understand what you're saying. And this reflects itself in my communication skills, both my written communication skills and my speaking skills. I have a lot more positive relationships now because I'm able to easily communicate how I feel about whatever it is that's going on between me and my friends, as opposed to the whole bottled up introvert I used to be. I'm still an introvert, so if you're an introvert, please leave a comment there and let's hang out together, introverts only. But yeah, I'm able to communicate as effectively as I can now because I started freelance writing and seeing the thought processes that other editors and other freelance writers and other people who are in the writing industry have. Finally, it teaches you marketing, psychology, and sales. And boy, is that a handy skill to have. When you go out to buy stuff and you negotiate, there's a psychological exchange going on. Your skills in marketing and understanding the triggers that cause people to buy, understanding a way a marketer thinks, gives you the upper hand during that negotiation. And that is one of the benefits that comes from being a freelance writer, because as a freelance content writer, you are essentially marketing for a company. You're essentially selling their products. So you learn the psychology of buying, you learn how to communicate and how to press people's buttons to make them buy, and so you can recognize when those buttons are being pressed for you. And not just when you buy stuff every day. If you are growing a business of your own, the marketing and sales skills that you learn from being a freelance writer, from writing for companies and from selling to them, because this is part of the business side of freelance writing, is that you need to actually go out there and win clients for yourself. And if you want to learn how to win clients, don't forget to subscribe to the channel because lots of videos coming on. But you actually have to go out there and learn to win clients for yourself and learn how to close them on a sales call. So as a freelance writer, you end up being not just a writer and an editor, a proofreader, a copy editor. You end up being a salesperson and a marketer too. And this skill is, I'm going to give it the cup. This is the best skill that you get from freelance writing. So, to recap, I've probably mentioned 15 I don't know, I've lost count of how many skills, and this is not all inclusive. These are not all the skills that, all the benefits rather, that you get from being a freelance writer, but these are just some of them. And some of the biggest takeaways for me, some of the biggest benefits for me, is that it has improved my communication and speaking skills, and it has taught me how to market myself better, and how to close deals as a salesperson, and how to negotiate better just in my everyday life. And it has opened up my mind to so many possibilities. Learning new things expands the way I think, and that reflects in the quality of my life and everything that I do. If you enjoyed this video, I would love to see you watch some of my other videos. So please don't forget to like, to subscribe, comment, tell me what you want to learn next so I can go create a video for you on that, and hit the notification bell. All those things give me the motivation that I need to create more quality content for you, and it makes sure that you never miss out on anything that I share. See ya.